Well. Good evening. Move some things around here so I can do what I need to do. All right. Well, Mr. Warmke, how you doing, sir? All right, ready? And the the thing for the notification just went out there. So one of my other channels just picked that up. Yes, there's a couple other Peterbilts here, a couple other Kenworth W900s, and a lot of other stuff there. So, let me grab my. All right, so like I said, we're making teriyaki chicken tonight. Got our pot, our Instapot, pretty much all ready to go. Because we're going to start the rice first. So I just go ahead and get the rice out of the way. It'll keep a lot longer. And we'll just go from that point there. Down there. There we go. All right. So as you notice here, King and Queen Stacking, how you doing? Thank you for coming back in. Glad to have you this morning. Thank you for coming back in. I appreciate it. So you'll notice here the video is kind of dark. Well, that's why we purchased this, light here, this photography video light. So we're getting that set up. So I want you to see the difference the light is going to make. All right. So we got the battery attached. Put that off to the side there for a moment. So here is one of my tripods, which is the Smatry X1, which is a pretty dang good tripod. Holds out like that. It's got 3 arms up here that you can move this into. All kinds of positions. We're gonna set it up like this. All right, so. And just a normal camera threading on there. We're going to set that right there. Then we're going to turn that on. Oh, got to actually adjust it. So LED back there giving you the options. We're going to put that at about 40%. We'll put the temperature at 4,000 K. I think we'll go with that. There we go. Set that up there so we have a fairly decent lighting. Because I don't have a lot of room, I can't put it just exactly where I want it. I do appreciate that, King Queen Stacking. The fact you just came in, said hi, I'm very happy with that. Like I said, all my live streams are up and always available to watch at any point in time. So feel free to come in at any time you want for as long as you want. Always happy with it. So, but I do appreciate you stopping by. All right, so tonight, teriyaki chicken. Van Vita, how you doing? Good to have you back. So teriyaki chicken with the Kikkoman teriyaki sauce. We're going to make get our rice started here first. So we're doing the rice here in a 3-quart Instant Pot. Okay. So we're going to get that kind of started here. Let me. Got to get a measuring cup out here. All right. So standard, measuring cup here. Mr. Nathaniel Lee, how you doing, sir? And Sister Lynn, from Over 50 and Fantabulous, thanks for coming in. We are making teriyaki chicken. All right, so we are going to do a little bit more rice than I normally do. I'm going to do 2 cups of rice. Yeah, close enough. There we get all those grains back in there. All right, so 2 full cups of rice, about 2.5, whatnot. Get that in there. And we're going to do an equivalent amount of water. And we are that's just a little under 2 cups. And we'll grab my other gallon of water. I always try to make sure I have 2 gallons of water on the truck because you never know where you're going to be stuck at. You never know what you're going to need it for. Miss Renee from Healthy Living with Miss Renee the Barber. I think we're going to be good. How you doing, ma'am? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to add that in as well. Now, we are making, regular rice here for, chicken teriyaki. So we're just going to stir that up a little bit. But we're going to do something a little bit special. We're going to take a little bit of better than bouillon, a little bit of chicken demi-glace. So you can see, basically concentrated chicken broth. We're going to put just a little bit of touch of that to flavor the chicken. Flavor the rice. So we're going to mix, kind of stir that in. Get that melted and dispersed. So that add a bit of chicken flavor to the rice as it cooks. So every grain of rice is going to have a nice little punch of chicken flavor. There we go. Like I said, we're not putting a lot in because a little bit goes a long way. Huawei, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Huawei. If I get it wrong, please correct me. I like trying to get people's names correctly, especially when they're not, American or English in origin. So hopefully I got that right. I'm trying to use as neutral a Chinese, Southeast Asian sort of pronunciation for the name. So I'm just trying to we're just stirring this up to make sure that little glob of demi-glace is broken up. Okay, good. I got that correct. Like I said, I try to make sure they're doing that correctly because that's one of my biggest pet peeves, more than anything else. When you are talking to another person, go out of your way to at least pronounce their name correctly. That is I don't know why it bothers me, but it does. When somebody mispronounces somebody's name, it just gets me. It's like, how dare you do that to somebody else, So, I'm always big on trying to get people's names correct. Hey, Van Life with Gina, how are you doing? Great to have you in, as always. Now, I'm not cooking on the Blackstone, Gina, because I don't have one. But we're gonna try to do something, with a little bit of tweaking you can easily do yourselves. All right, so we got the rice going. We got a little bit of the demi-glace in there. So, the chicken is already going to have the rice is going to have a little bit of a chicken flavor to it to start out. So we're going to turn that on. We're going to hit the rice button there, and we're going to move that out the way, and move that out of the way. Okay. Get that set out of the way there. What does this say? Auto. Okay. There we go. Just set that out the way so we can do what we need to do. Hey, Cruiser Chris, World Network, how you doing, sir? Always a pleasure. And Miss Ella T, how you doing? Great to have you in here. Like I said, this is one of those. This is a recipe that, you know, I prefer. I want to make sure everybody knows this. I truly prefer the recipe for the teriyaki sauce that my sister developed over any other. But since I can't keep I can't have everything on the truck, I have to kind of compromise. But we're going to use it pretty close to the second best. And my sister does recommend this, so if she can make the best teriyaki sauce I've had, and growing up in Japan for 10 years, well, you know, I think that might be a small recommendation. So, but we're going to use the Kikkoman teriyaki, right? We got a little bit of salt, which we probably will not use, but we'll be tasting as we go along, so we might lose a little bit of salt. Kikkoman soy sauce to finish at the end. We got a little bit of black pepper in my, you know, to use. So we're going to do that. Let me turn this light this way a little bit. Get a little more bounce here. That looks a little bit better, I think. All right, put that in the trash. All right, so we've got a little bit of green onion, which, you know, if you've been watching lately, you've been using a lot of, but I can't let it just rot and sit in the refrigerator for a while. So we're going to be using a little bit of green onion in this recipe. Regular yellow onion, I have another one. I don't know exactly where I put it, but we have another yellow onion. But I don't want to use that for this meal. Normally I would put some other kinds of vegetables with it. You know, some, like maybe some green beans or some peas, or, you know, some kind of a neutral, muted flavor vegetable. But we're just going to do chicken and rice and a little bit of green onion. That'll be our meal. So we got some chicken thighs. We've had vacuum packed. I thawed these out during the day. Just put a towel on the floor. Took these two out, rock hard. Now they're all nice and soft. So now they're close to room temperature. And being that I've had the air conditioning on all day at about 70 degrees, that's okay. No, that's perfectly fine. So we got to get our hot plate out. Going to move some things around here a little bit, so we can do what we need to do. All right. We're going to rotate this around to make it a little bit easier. My little cup of water, which just set up there. With that salt out of the way right there. All right, so let me get a clean towel here so we can do what we need to do. So a nice, clean kitchen towel. We're going to set that right there because we're going to pat the chicken dry. Now, this is skin on, bone in chicken, you know, chicken thighs. Let's move that down like that. There we go. So we're going to stick this hot plate right here. Tuck this up right here out the way. But we're going to get this, you know, pre-seasoned. We got to wait about, let's see here. We got about 15, 20 minutes before the rice is done. And because I can only do one thing at a time, we will have a little bit of leeway here. So we're going to get a plate out here for the chicken. Like I said, I do not use paper towels, paper plates. I didn't when I had an apartment. I'm not going to do that anymore. 2 ATs, ATVs, and our life. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. So we're just going to get these bit of chicken out here. So we're going to get those just set right there. We're going to dry them off. We're going to put on a little bit of pepper. All right. So we're going to take that. Now the great thing about these food saver, vacuum bags, they are very tough. Most things I will reuse them. I'll take them in, I'll wash them out, in the bathroom when I go take a shower. Really get some good quality soap in there. But when I deal with chicken, I just go ahead and throw them away. It's just easier. Alrighty. Well, we are doing good. Like I said, we've been stuck here. We got here at 11 a.m. yesterday. We stopped here in Waterloo, Evansdale, Iowa. So we are doing what is called a reset. We are going to be off the clock, not driving, not working for 34 hours. And that'll reset our clock so we can work the next week without any interruptions. All right, let's see here. What did I do with it? All right. I think I put it somewhere where I can't find it now. Oh well, we still have our old grinder. We don't have our new little push button grinder. Oh well. So we're just gonna now. Normally, when I do a chicken like this, I do it with a good amount of pepper and a lot of salt. But we're just going to pepper this up like that. Stick that out the way. Just going to cover that up. And we're going to let that set to the side for a moment. All right? Now, set that fork right there since that's been used already. So we're going to get out a couple of 2 green onions here, I think. We got 2 left, so that'll be tomorrow's dinner, which I haven't quite thought about what I'm going to do. I probably am going to make some fresh pasta, make some spaghetti or some tagliatelle or, a long noodle, and we're going to throw a little bit of sauce on it, maybe a little bit of meat. I got my hamburger up there. I'm just going to strip off the outer leaf here. There's one. Throw that in the trash. And here we go for the other one. Bing, bang, boom. Super easy, super simple. Now, normally in a decent house, when I get my land, all of this is going to go into a mulch pile, which will go make some compost, put that back in the vegetable garden, and recycle that. But you can't have everything you want. Hey, Redneck Lifestyles with Mr. Walter. How are we doing, sir? Good to have you. Junggoon from Old Korea. How you doing? So we're making a teriyaki chicken, like I've said before. So let's trim this up. Get as much of the good leaf out of here as possible. Throw the scraps away. There we go. Grab a little. We'll grab a little bowl here. All right, so nice little bowl here. We're just going to use that for our vegetables here. Well, the only vegetable we got is our. I'm going to cut this up. Just not trying to be fancy. We're just going to cut it straight across. A lot of times when I'm doing a garnish, I'll cut it on a very sharp angle, so it has like that oval shape. Take that. Bang, boom. Stick that to the side. There we go. And we need our little wipes here to clean up our surface and our utensils here. So we're going to get this fork done first. Got a towel for drying. We'll set that right there. Get our knife all nice and clean. Oh, got myself a little cut there. Oh well. You don't work around a kitchen, around knives, not give yourself a little nick now and again. So, just a tiny little thing. We ain't gonna worry about it. Salty dog. Now we're gonna clean that off real quick. There we go. Put that in the trash. Get our knife all dry. That dry. And we are pretty much done with that. That's all we need. Got a little wooden sheath because this knife, unfortunately, did not come with a scabbard or a sheath. So I had to order a separate one. It's magnetic, so it just slips in like that. It is, I wish it fit a little bit better, but different companies. But it works pretty good. It keeps all the blade up in there where it needs to be. So, but we're good for that. So now we can throw that out the way and move on to other things. Okay. All right. So, people have often asked me, "My world, my way, Helen. Good evening." A 3-hour drive. I got a little bit more than you. Let's see. We are in Evansdale, Iowa. I'm going over to Dubuque, which is about an hour and a half at the most. Loading 2 skid steers, and then we got to boogie down to Cincinnati, which is about 500 miles. So we got a good one. Alrighty. So we got our chicken ready to go. Our rice is cooking. We have our onion all cut up. So we're going to talk a little bit about the tools I use for doing the videos. So we're going to start with the latest tool picked up. This is a GVM light, but just a simple little thing developed. So let me show you here if I can without blinding everybody. Let me put that down here. So we're going to show you the back of it so GVM there, power on, you got a little LED for the readout, control the brightness there or the intensity, the hue, the saturation, and the temperature. We control that one. Removable battery, just screws into any 1/4-inch tripod. Which that one there is the Smatry X1, which Miss Renee picked up as well because she asked me about that. My friend Trucker Rudy has this one here with the flexible legs. It's got its own little ball head, and it's got legs that can go out wide. And you turn this little collar here, they come out narrow, and these are all flexible in here. And I got a little case up there for shooting outside. I also have this one here. This is one of my favorite ones. Legs can go like that. Turn the little collar here. They can go pretty flat like that. And the legs can extend. Okay. So not too bad. Yes. And then of course you have all kinds of other, I still have a cardboard box which I need to get rid of. So I have three little, not $30 knockoff action cameras, whatnot. But I got little waterproof cases for those, little suction cup mounts, selfie sticks, little iPhone camera, phone holder, attachments, like a bicycle handlebar attachment, little bar, things like that. A thing to attach to your wrist. One for like the shoulder or the chest cam, like that. Got that. Then of course all kinds of little clip mounts and little doodads like that, which unfortunately most of them I never use, but I need to get rid of. Is what I need to do. All right, so, and of course everything is always in the way. I have a backup. I have a little battery bank for when I'm going to do long shots outside. I can attach this to the camera and let it run for a longer period of time. Little head mount, so I can mount my little action cam on this, put it right on the head. Suction cup mount. Now here's my little $30 GoPro knockoff. Like I said, will fit right in here, just like that, for a head mount, type deal. See if I get that around there. Where it's supposed to be. And it works pretty decent. I mean, not too bad. Just recently, this is my normal setup here for my GoPro. So I got the microphone. It's got a case, a casing on it. It's got the microphone adapter down on the bottom, and I got my standard, just slip it in type thing, so I can take it out real quick and turn it around, whatnot. But that's my standard thing when I'm driving down the road doing the vlog with this. Now, I also just picked up a real camera tripod. So I still haven't really played with it yet. Still learning about it. Still, deciding what I'm going to do, how I'm going to use it. But we got that going. This bag right here. This is all kinds of mounts and thumb screws and connectors for the GoPro. This bag here is all my DSLR camera equipment. Then here's my DSLR camera up in here, extra lenses and all kinds of stuff. Then I got a suction cup mount on the window for doing the normal driving. And I got this mount here, which, 2 suction cups, a little bit of an arm there, a little bit of adjustment there. But I wish this arm was a little bit longer so I could do some, videoing of the food. But I still have to figure that out, how I'm going to do that. But another one of those things that I picked up over the past couple years to do the vlog. Let's see here. All right, we still got about 8 minutes on the rice. All right, let's turn that off there. So let's go ahead and anybody who would like to join, there's the link. So if you would like to come in on the video, feel free. Would not mind it at all. A little chit chat to go on. And Gina, thank you very much for sharing out the video. I do appreciate it. All right, let's stick that up out the way. But even in such a small space that I have, still managed to actually got to post it there. Helps to actually post the link that you talk about. All right, Let's turn that there, get a little bit of reflection going. So once the rice is done, we're going to unplug that. We're going to give that rice a taste. We may be adjusting the flavor of the rice depending on how it is. I may be adding a little bit of pepper to the rice. It's depending on what I feel. So this is one of those super easy recipes that I like doing. It's a flashback to when I grew up in Japan. And growing up with those flavors and whatnot. What did I do with it? Oh, gotta check my internet here. Well, 46%. Think I better plug it in. Here we go. Oh, that's my internet, which is unlimitedville.com. Not sponsor. Not a sponsor, but that's my internet. I use it for my phone, computer, tablet, for my GPS. Everything that I have is hooked up through that. Working my printer all runs through that, which is it's one of those tools that I have on the road that is not it's a necessity for me. I can make do without it, but it's very difficult for when I'm here at the truck stop, trying to get onto the truck stop Wi-Fi, having to pay for it, and everybody else in here is using it, and it's slow, it's unreliable. I can't always upload a video because of the security protocols. And, so I broke down, and about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, I went that, and I've been happy with it so far. All right, 4 minutes for the rice. There we go. So, because we are having a Japanese dish, which I need to find some good, shallow Japanese bowls, but we're going to use our ramen bowl here for our dinner. All right, we're just going to set that right in there like that, I think. That's not going to go. All right. All righty, so a good, simple dinner. Doug basically did not much of anything today. We got 2 videos edited. One was uploaded already today, episode 131 of season 2. Yeah, I know I'm terrible, huh, Mama Lou? Well, I had a hankering for an omelet. I had the eggs. I had basically all the ingredients. The only thing I did not have was American cheese. So I had to go into the truck stop, buy a little thing of cheddar cheese. So next time I go to the store, I got to pick up some American. Some good old Kraft singles. Yeah, this bowl here, you see there? It's got the dragon right there. That little squiggly pattern right there, or right there in the middle, that's a cloud, and those that geometric pattern there is a Chinese pattern, which of course the Japanese over the centuries adopted, but according to Chinese mythology or lore, dragons can only move in straight lines. They can't turn left, they can't turn right. Why, I don't know. But in order to protect the people, they will put this geometric squiggly line, on fences and on buildings and on, and things like that to protect the nobility, to protect high-ranking bureaucrats from the effects of dragons. On the outside, you have dragon there, the cloud pattern, and the dragon there. Or is that, I think that's a phoenix on this side. Yeah, that's a phoenix on this side. Dragon on one side, phoenix on the other, then two dragons on the inside. I got these from a Japanese company. I got two of them imported from Japan. So these are real Japanese ramen bowls. And the other bowls that I really have are, of course, the if you saw last night's thing, last night's meal. These are my pasta bowls, my pasta dishes. I got these from Mikasa, and that's the actual name of this particular design, called Classico. A long time ago, about 10 years ago or so ago, I had a set like this with a very similar design, a little bit less color in them, but a similar olive pattern design on them, which I'd gotten at Williams-Sonoma, which I absolutely love, but it, of course, got damaged and lost and whatnot. But unfortunately, Williams-Sonoma doesn't make that pattern anymore. Pardon me. So I had to try to find a replacement. One, these are basically almost identical for the size and the shape. But these are a little bit more colorful. They usually the Williams-Sonoma was more just black and green, but this has a little bit more of the purple, little yellow and whatnot into it, and various shades of green, a little bit more of a leaf pattern to it. But I got these from Mikasa, Mikasa, which is, like I said, I got 4 bowls this size. I got 1 serving bowl. And I like it. I mean, it's a good sized plate / bowl, a real shallow bowl. All right, we're going to take the pressure off of that. There we go. A little bit of water splash on me. So we're going to relieve the pressure on the rice. There we go. Now this should have a bit of a yellowish color to it. Let me get up here, get comfortable here. Need one of these hauls. Pardon me. So we're going to relieve the pressure on the rice. Then we're going to just, we're going to open it up. We're just going to let it sit to the side. So we're good. 2 ATVs in our life. Thank you very much for coming in. And just remember, this will be replayed whenever you want it on the channel. So it's teriyaki chicken. It's not that complicated, but glad you came in anyway. I do appreciate it. So we're going to plug our hot plate in. Need to get a pan here. What do I do with my pan? Oh, I got a pan right here. Yep. So we got a pan. We got a lid. Our chicken is at room temperature. We just put a little bit of black pepper on that, so that's been sitting for a moment. So we're just going to push the, we're going to kind of let the pressure out a little bit fast. We're going to push the button. But other than that, we are good to go. Let's see here. Now we should be able to open this up. Woo. So just a little bit of a yellowing of the rice because of the demi-glace we put in there. But the main thing is we get that that chicken flavor in there, which is what we're looking for. So not too yellow there. That right there. There you go. Yeah, not too much salt was imparted. Just that little hint of chicken. That's all I wanted. So I got lucky on that. We did that just right. So we're gonna put that lid back on. We're gonna stick this off to the side so we can start cooking our chicken. All right, so gotta get our hot plate. Get that turned on. There we go. We got a little bit of diced green onion there, which we're gonna cook the chicken most of the way through. Then we're gonna put our teriyaki sauce on. Right there. We're gonna kind of make a little glaze with that, and we're gonna go from there. Hey, Margaret Storms, how you doing? Like I said, this is just your normal standard Botan, Botan rice that you can get most any place. It's a good standard Japanese style rice. You know, a bit sticky. Good for sushi, almost. It just lacks a little bit, but since I lived in Japan 10 years, I never cared for sushi, so I don't worry about that. But for a standard rice, it works pretty dang good. Right, so we got our pan. We're gonna get that nice and hot. Put that lid on there to help that. We're gonna use a touch of canola oil in the pan to take care of our chicken here. So here we go. Like I said, we got two nice sized chicken thighs. I mean, here's my hand for comparison. Two nice sized chicken thighs, skin on, bone in, which I have no problem eating around the bones. So there you go. So we're going to get this nice and hot. And once we have that, we're going to put the chicken in, skin side up to start with. And then once we're done that, then we'll flip it over a couple times during the cooking process. I'm not looking to make it, the perfect brown on it. I'm just trying to, I want to make sure that it's properly cooked through. And one of the biggest tips I ever got from any professional chef, make sure your meat is at room temperature. It solves, it takes less to cook, it'll cook more evenly, and you're going to be happier with the results. Unfortunately, especially in America, we got this mindset that we were always told, oh my God, it's at room temperature, you're going to die, it's going to be salmonella and this and that. Well, I tell you, it may be like a clown car in here if everybody came in at once, but, I do my damnedest to give everybody a good plate. I mean, like I said, I love to cook, but I refuse to work in a restaurant. One, I hate people. I don't mean that literally, but, when you're dealing with people's food, with people's health, and people's home, that's when they can get real irate. Real irate. And they all, especially in a restaurant, the restaurants I've worked at, especially at barbecue places and places where, you have, certain, classic dishes, I would hear this inevitably. Once a week or twice or three times a week. Somebody will come in, order the food. Ooh, I like that dish. And then they will order it. We try to accommodate, any kind of, less sauce this, a little more pepper, none of this, none of that, whatnot. And invariably somebody will say, well, I don't do it this way. My grandma didn't do it that way. This is disgusting. Well, if you wanted what your grandmother did or the way you did it, why did you go to the restaurant? I don't understand. All right, that's getting hot. All right, so that pan is nice and hot. Little touch of oil. And what we're looking for is the oil to have what are called legs. Little streaks going across, and that's where we're at. So we're going to take our chicken. Hopefully you can hear that. Nope. We're going to turn this down just a tad. The control on this is not accurate or fine enough, but I'm still learning to play with it. You know, it's been 3 years that I've been using this hot plate in a truck, and it's still finicky. You know, it's not the best, but it serves its function. And this little hot plate, I paid $10 for in 2017 at the Walmart in Bruton, Alabama. My very first paycheck, I bought this hot plate. And it served me pretty dang well to this point. All right, take that off. We're going to take our dirty towel here. Going to stick that right down here into the, I got a little hamper down there. I mean, I have to take the lid off, put it in there, but I'm just going to throw that down there for the moment. So we're going to take, where to go? Where did I put it? I don't know where I put it. I don't know what I do with my wipes. I have no idea what I do with my wipes. Well, whatever. Oh, here they are. So we're just going to take a, you know, even though we had it sitting on the towel, anything kind of got loose, we're going to do that. So just going to quick wipe that down to make sure it's clean before we put it away. This is one of those few things that I have that's not ceramic for my eating off of. I mean, it's just a little plastic plate, a little $2 or $1 little plastic plate that I got from Walmart. Beating the heck out of it, but we're good with that. Get a little drink here. All right. Now we need a pair of tongs. Let's see. I think I got a pair up here. There we go. All right. Well, the only thing I really have on here is just plain black pepper. Which, if you really want a really good black peppered chicken, if you do like a roasted chicken, and you have one of them vertical roasters, this is what I do for that. You take the whole chicken, you tuck the wings under so they don't flop out and get burnt. You set it down onto the vertical roaster. A tiny little dish of water in the oven with it, about 350 degrees. On the outside of the chicken, you take a big, it's a big massive handful of salt, equal amount of black pepper. I mean, like a good cup. And you just plaster the entire outside of the chicken with that salt and pepper mix. So much so that it barely can hold any more of that mixture on the outside. You roast that just like that, depending upon the size, about an hour, 2 hours, whatever the size of the chicken is. When you take that chicken out and you take it out and start carving it, the skin will be super crispy and it'll have this most wonderful, salty, sweet pepper flavor that you could ever imagine. All right, so let's, we're gonna move these out the way. Don't need that, so we'll put that back down underneath. We'll move these out the way just for the moment. There we go. So because we have a bit of water accumulating, we're gonna put that towel right there so it doesn't leak over everything. There we go. Got to turn the temperature up. We're going to give that its first turn. There we go. Like I said, this oven will, this little hot plate will not get as hot as it could. But if you look there, we have a little bit of color on the chicken already. But we're going to be turning this several times. So, you know, it's a slow process. But we'll do what we can. So once we do our final flip of the chicken, we're going to take our green onion. We're going to throw that on top. We're going to take the chicken out of the pan. You know, we're going to set it off to the side real quick. We're going to get the chicken really hot. I mean, the pan really hot, so that we can kind of sear it in again. Then we're going to use our little butane torch. Right? We're going to use this to kind of caramelize the teriyaki on top. So we get a little bit of fire going here in the old truck. My world, my way, Helen. Not a problem. You just have a good night and a safe trip in the morning. So, you know, better to get there alive than you know, try to fight up the state for something as irrelevant as a YouTube channel. We're going to pull this open a little bit here. We want some of that liquid. Want some of that water that's coming out of the chicken to escape. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to take a pair of chopsticks here, like that. Let's set it back here. So we want to raise the pressure a little bit, but we want that water, that steam, to escape. Yeah. There we go. Do that. Put that right there. Let me turn this light around here. Let's see if we can't improve our lighting situation here. Like I said, this is the Smatry X1 tripod. Let's see if we can improve this a little bit. There, I think that's a little bit better. Try to put that where it's gonna do some more good. So you can actually see a little bit better, hopefully. Not doing my eyes any good, but let's hopefully that works a little better. All right, so hopefully you can hear the chicken. All right. Now, because we're dealing with the skin side, we got a little more fat coming out, so we don't want to burn that. We want to cook it nice and even and slow. So hopefully you can see that color coming in on there. So we're going to put our bamboo chopsticks right there. Leave that open just a little bit, because that little vent port that's on there, not as good as it if it needs to be a lot larger, it releases a little bit of steam, but not enough for my for what I want. But there you go. All right, so yeah, that light is not doing me any good. There, let's see if we can put that up there. Maybe that works a little bit. Oh, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better, not by much, but a little bit. Let me see if I can't turn this. Let's see if I can't turn that a little bit for a little bit better adjustment there so it does what it needs to do. I think that works, hopefully. Put that on there so we get a little bit of weight on that. Well, I don't know. I'll put that up there too, just to put a little wedge under it. There we go. So, this is the time where people start getting impatient. Well, let's crank up the heat a little bit more. Let's do this, let's do that. And then they make their meal not as quality as it could be. So a little bit more pressure built up in there. So we're going to take a little bit of a snack with the rice. Let me what do I do with it? No, we got a spoon here. Let's use this spoon here real quick. There. So we're just do a little quick snack while we're waiting. So we'll take a little bit of rice. I won't tell if you won't tell. We'll put that on there. Keep that warm. Like I said, a little bit of the Kikkoman soy sauce, Japanese brand, the only brand of soy sauce I will eat anywhere. When you go to get some order Chinese takeout or anywhere else, I take a bottle of this with me when I go to a restaurant and order Chinese. Otherwise, the little packets I get from ordering Chinese takeout for delivery, I just throw those away. All right. I don't know why I'm trying to use that. A pair of chopsticks here. There we go. A little bit of rice. Like I said, a little bit of better than bouillon. Chicken demi-glace in there. Nice little bowl of that. Ooh. Ooh. That is very satisfying. Get this loose rice off of here. There we go. Never said cooking was pretty. That's just what we're going to do here. So let's turn these over again. Now, a lot of times, when you have a stove, a countertop that you have much more control over, usually you don't need to turn the chicken once. But like I said, because we are dealing with a subpar thing here, we're going to turn these multiple times. There we go. Put that lid on. Because we want to get those cooked through as evenly as possible. And unfortunately, this little, hot plate, it doesn't get as hot as I would like. Put that back up. It doesn't get as hot as I'd like. It won't maintain a consistent temperature. I have to make compromises for what I'm trying to achieve. I wish I had a more powerful inverter here, like 3,000 watts, the way I could put one in that's a lot better. Pardon me. So whenever you see me doing the a chicken curry, I've done the same method with the rice. A little bit of chicken stock or demi-glace, bouillon in the rice while it's cooking. That infuses every grain of rice with some of that flavor, which to me makes it a little bit better. So anybody who would like to come in, let me throw the link up again. Feel free to come in if you would like. I mean, it helps you make it a little bit more interesting. So like I said, we have the only thing we have on the chicken is a little bit of black pepper. We use a little bit of canola oil to start it off with, just very little. Got temperature up to the pan up to the temperature as good as we could. And now we're letting the fat from the skin, melt off. Ridge Runner, how you doing? Welcome into a little bit of chicken teriyaki made here in a 2018 Peterbilt 389 truck. And we're having a little bit of rice to start off with. Because I am a little bit hungry because I had the omelet this morning. For lunch, I did the leftover Hungarian beef, which we did last night. So I had a little bit had a bowl of that left over. So I had that for my lunch. And now I haven't really been done a lot, but I'm still in kind of that eating, that hungry mood. It's like I know I don't need to, but I just just kind of comfortable having just a constant eat fest today. So a little bit of rice, a little bit of soy sauce. So as I go along, as the chicken is cooking, I'm listening to it and looking. Now a real simple trick is get your chicken browned, pop it in the microwave for to cook it all the way through. Bring it back to the pan, finish browning it off at that point in time. Big time saver there, but I'm probably not going to do that. But if you need to, that's a quick way to cut some minutes off your cooking time. Right. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Mr. Welkster, how you doing, Brent? Glad you come in. Sorry I didn't see you there for a second. So let me ask you there, Mr. Welkster, have you gone a second time back to San Angelo's? How many times this weekend did you go to that to get another pizza? Let me gotta turn the AC temperature down. And we're gonna turn the fan up a little bit because it's getting a bit warm in here now. So we're gonna. Now I have never had the Kikkoman teriyaki sauce. Like I said before, my sister's recipe, I think, is the best one I have ever had outside of Japan. And I am a picky man when it comes to Japanese food because 99.9% of all the places I've ever been to in the United States, they absolutely suck. They absolutely suck. So we're going to give this a quick little taste. Let's see here. Tasting it raw, it's not bad. It's a little bit too much on the acrid side for my taste. But we're going to see how, raw it tastes pretty good. We'll see how it is cooked. And if I am disappointed with how it tastes cooked, and I cannot devise a way to modify it so it fits my particular taste, I just have to say, screw it, I'm not going to buy it again. But like I said, that's the thing. When you're cooking, especially for yourself, you have to make it the way you like it. Just don't even think about trying to offend anybody. Just make it the way you like it. Well, the new oven, so far I've only had a chance to use the microwave portion of it. The grill feature that's on it, it's a little bit higher wattage rating, but I can still use that feature. The convection oven feature is way too high for this inverter I have. It takes 1,800 watts for the convection oven. I only have a 1,500 watt inverter. But like I said, I'm really considering buying a 3,000 watt inverter and paying to have it switched over to that so I can use that feature on there, which I think will be worth the money. And if for any reason this truck is taken away from me, or I change jobs, I just have it taken out. So no big loss. All right, so we're going to turn our chicken again. Getting that browning a little bit more. So let's take a look at that. So a little bit of better color on there. Put that back on there so we can so we got plenty of water on there, so getting that to come out. There we go. Speaking of which, forgot to do this. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, let's see here. There we go. Go to the old YouTubes here. Forgot to share it out on Facebook. Share. Copy the link. The old Facebook. Why not? There we go. There we go. All right. So a little bit more to go with that. The rice is done. Like I said, we got some green onion we're going to be putting into that mix as we finish the dish off with the sauce. We'll put a little more rice in the bowl here. And like I've said before, being in a truck, you don't get as much physical exercise if you're in a house where you can walk around a little bit more. I'm always in a different location. I don't have access to a gym, or sometimes the weather's not too good. So I rely on the white kidney bean carbohydrate blocker, which we're going to go ahead and take 2 of these, which helps to eliminate the absorption of the carbohydrates, which if you're on a ketogenic diet, this is an aid. This is not an eliminator of your bad habits, which I have too many of. If I have a Pepsi, I must take this. I love my Pepsi. I could drink Pepsi 24/7. I mean, it's that good it tastes that good to me. But where'd you get? We should have taken it right before we ate the rice, but we only ate about half of it, so we're not going to be too bad here. But if you're on a ketogenic diet or you're trying to eliminate your carbohydrates, that's a good aid. It's not going to eliminate the problem, eating the carbs, but it definitely helps. Yum, yum, yum. Now let's turn this again. I think one more time turning might just do it. Let's actually get a knife here. We're gonna We're gonna cut this open a little bit. Almost done. Almost done. So we got a few more minutes with the chicken. Doing that to fully be done in the middle. Then we will start putting our sauce on in our onion. We're gonna get that caramelized. Get a nice even glaze on there. Like I said, we're gonna use our little butane torch, and we're going to make a nice crispiness sort of to it, and we're going to have a good time. And I'm amazed we got 10 people. I think I had 12 in here at one point, which is pretty amazing. Thank you very much. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Mr. Moker. I love my pasta. I mean, I got the pasta machine sitting right here. Tomorrow for dinner, I'm probably going to be doing pasta. Definitely need it for that. But that's the thing for me. It's an aid. I try to control my diet as much as possible. I fail all the time. But, if there's something out there that gives me that little bit of aid, I will take advantage of it. Right. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna shoot a little thing for the vlog. So pardon me. All right, so we are cooking some dinner here. We got 2 chicken thighs going off, getting nice and brown in the pan. We're going to make some teriyaki chicken tonight for dinner. We used our Instant Pot down here to make some rice. We have a little bit here we've been snacking on while we're cooking. We got some green onion we're going to throw in here with the to finish out the meal. And while we're doing that, we're working on a live stream. How you doing? So we're having a good time. This morning we made an omelet. We had leftover Hungarian braised beef for lunch, which was last night's dinner. We had that for lunch today as well with the leftovers. And now we're having a good teriyaki chicken for dinner. All right. And that's a little behind the scenes of doing a vlog. It's simple little cuts like that. Right? So we are almost done here. So we're going to take our chicken out here real quick. We're just going to set that right here. Let me actually set that right here. Let me get a towel because I think this is one of those plates that's got a little bit of hole in it. There you go. So we're going to take a little bit of our teriyaki here. We have a good amount of chicken fat in the pan. We are not going to get rid of that. We're going to mix that in with the teriyaki sauce here. So there we go. We're going to try to emulsify that together if we can. What did I do then? We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. I have a whisk, but we're just going to try to do this with the chopsticks here. Try to emulsify this a little bit. Now hopefully you can see that the way it's bubbling up, starting to get incorporated together. There we go. That'll hopefully allow it to, the sugar in here is interacting with that, which is going to help it to caramelize a little bit. Okay. I think we got that going. Yeah, that's sweetening up just enough, I think. So we're going to take our chicken, put that back in there like that. There we go. Gonna let that simmer a little bit. There we go. So we want that to really caramelize on there. That's what we're doing. Let's go ahead and give that a turn. There we go. We're going to kind of move that around in there. We need a spoon is what we need. Don't have a spoon there. We got a spoon up here. Pardon me. Gotta find me a spoon. Here we go. And we're going to ladle that up on there. Get all into all those nooks and crannies on the bottom side of the chicken because it is skin side down at the moment. The sauce is thinned out a little bit now because of the oil of the fat. So we're just going to ladle that on like that. There we go. There we go. Right. So now here's where we bring the torch into effect. So we want to try to caramelize that sugar in there so it becomes a little bit more sticky. All right. Mr. Ross Romes, how you doing, sir? All right. There we go. I'm going to flip that over onto the skin side up. There we go. And we're going to do the same process, I'm going to put that fat in teriyaki sauce. It's kind of separating now, but kind of expected that. So we're going to take that, just like you would do with a creme brulee. We want to caramelize that sugar in here. All right. Ah, here we go. That is getting close. So now we're going to take it. So we're going to thicken this up a little bit here. Let's see. Now, some people would say this is a bit dangerous doing it in the truck, and it is. So don't, if you don't feel comfortable doing this in tight, confined quarters, don't do it. There we go. All right. We are almost done. So like I said, we're going to turn this over again. We're going to do, now it's skin side down again. Repeat the process with, the raw, uncooked, unmixed with the fat, teriyaki sauce. Like I said, want to glaze that up a little bit. Caramelize that sugar in there. We're running out of the butane here, so it's not blowing as hard as it normally does. So, but I think we have enough for one more turn. And we have a lot of sauce in the pan. So we're going to use what remains of the sauce in the pan here, which is thickening up a little bit as well. So we'll be okay with that. There we go. Getting thick. That's what we want it. Okay. Them sugars in there to caramelize and thicken up. All right. We are basically done. Okay. So now we're going to throw our onion in here all over the top. This little cup here, this little bowl here will be used. We're going to get the sauce out of here. We're going to put it in that. We use that kind of like a little dip. We're going to use that like a little bit of a dipping sauce. So when we cut up a piece of chicken, we can dip it in there for a little bit extra sauce. Iyap Otaz. How you doing? I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. Like I said before, I like making sure we say names correctly. Xbox Clips. How you doing, sir? Welcome on in. So a little bit of teriyaki chicken for dinner tonight. All right. So we're going to get this stuff out of our way here a little bit. I'm going to put that down there because we're going to need that. Move this off to the side onto the floor, I think. There we go. There we go. Let's go ahead and turn that power off. Right there. We're going to get a nice size plate. TJ, how you doing, sir? So let's get ourselves all plated up here. Okay. There we go. All right. A little bit of rice here. That right there in the middle of the plate here. Set that on the floor. Come on. Set that on the floor there. That over there. We're not going to waste the rice we had earlier. Now, while we're snacking on, so we're going to throw that on the plate too. We may have one more dish to wash, but big deal. All right. So we're going to take a little bit more soy sauce, just a touch. Here we go. All right. Then we're going to take our teriyaki chicken here. Move those out the way there. Stick that right on the plate. Yep. Right there. There we go. We're going to put that, like I said, we're going to take that extra sauce there. You see how clean that pan comes out because we have that all that chicken fat in there. Set that off to the side, out the way. That's all unplugged, so we're good to go. Set that down there. So I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there is a layer of chicken fat on top of that, which is going to be pretty dang good. All right. And a bit of chicken, let me put it that way, a little bit of chicken teriyaki. There. Made in the truck. Nice and easy, nice and simple. So because we are eating a Japanese dish, I will be using chopsticks. Normally the chicken would be deboned, would be boneless, and it would be in already bite-sized pieces, but I'm a filthy, dirty American, so I'll do it the, not afraid to have it on the, use a knife. So, there we go. Got a piece of the onion there as well. So a little bit of chicken teriyaki, some decent color to it. So we have a little bit of dipping sauce here if we want to grab a little bit extra there. Get a little extra fat in the diet. Well, I gotta say, that's not bad for pre-made teriyaki sauce. Like if you saw earlier, I wasn't quite sure about it in its raw state, but in a cooked state, I think that this is going to be a winner. I think it'll be a winner. My sister was right on that. Here, let me grab a towel here to eat with. So, chicken teriyaki, a little bit of rice. Not too bad. I'm fairly happy with how it came out. Takes a little bit of time. I mean, a little over almost an hour and a half to prepare. In your own house, with regular cabinetry and plenty of outlets, better cooking surfaces. Maybe 35 minutes at the most it would take you. But here, because I can only do one thing at a time, subpar quality for some of the tools, having to take a little bit longer to do everything, not too bad. Not too bad at all. So we're going to continue with this. Let me show you the meat here itself. So grab it like that. So you see the you can wait. So there's the meat. Let me turn around that way. See, properly cooked through all the way. Not too bad. Nice and tender, nice and moist. with a good flavor with it as well. So we will say thank you very much for joining us, because we are that important. Me and my other 27 personalities. So, Huawei, thank you for coming in. Xbox Clips, Mr. Pete Dog 389, Josh Wormke, how you doing? Margaret Storms, thank you for coming in. TJ Jones, late as usual, but I'll forgive you, sir. Hopefully you enjoyed what you did see. Mr. Oztas, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. Send me a thing for proper pronunciation. Ross Rose, Mr. Welkster, Ridge Runner, Over 50 and Fantabulous, My World, My Way, Helen. Thank you very much. Appreciate it always. Margaret Storms, 2 ATVs in our life. Thank you very much. Mama Lou, thanks for coming in for a little bit. I appreciate it. Salty Dog KW, Redneck Lifestyle, Walter, thank you very much, sir. Hope you liked what we did. Junggoon, all the way from Korea. Ella T, thank you very much. Miss Renee the Barber, always a pleasure. Van Vita, thank you very much, man, for coming on in. I appreciate it. Nathaniel Lee. Let's see who else. Cruiser Chris Networld Network. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And Gina Van Life with Gina Payne. I do appreciate every one of you coming in and spending a little bit of time with me. Hopefully you enjoyed what I did. And please, if you do try this recipe, tell me what you think needs to be changed about it. I'm always open to criticism when it comes to food, or if I'm doing something that you think can be done in a better way. I have no problem with that kind of criticism, with that kind of constructive, information. If you have a recipe you would like to see, shoot me an email. My, thistruckerslife@gmail.com. Hit me up and we will talk and we will see what I can do. Linda Barker, I'm sorry, ma'am, I did not see you there. Miss Linda Barker, always a great friend of the channel. And like I said, God bless every one of you. Have a good, safe working week upcoming. Remember, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I will be doing live driving, going down the road on a live stream. Never know when it's going to be. Sometimes it's first thing in the morning, sometimes late at night, later in the day. Sometimes be loading, unloading. I probably, since I'm loading tomorrow in Dubuque at the John Deere, factory in Dubuque, I may be showing some live stream of me loading, and securing down some skid steer, little loaders. So we may have a look at that tomorrow on the live stream. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, driving, working live stream. The weekends, of course, the cooking live stream, and whatever else I get up to. So other than that, I say thank you very much for coming in. God bless every one of you. Talk to you later.